This is why I am encouraging everyone that once this pandemic is over, let us again visit these treasured walls that is a mirror of how we evolve.
Without further ado, it is with great pride and distinct honor to introduce to you the Chief Executive Officer of the City of Manila, the Honorable Mayor Francisco Isko Moreno Dumagoso.
Maraming salamat sa ating minamahal na Vice Mayor Hani Lacuna, Your Excellencies, distinguished members of the Diplomatic Corps, representatives from the national government, honorable members of the City Council from 6 districts of Manila, our beloved and esteemed veterans who sadly cannot be with us this important day because of existing restrictions. City officials, employees, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We are gathered here today on the 3rd day of February to mark the 76th anniversary of the Battle of Manila. This year, we managed to hold it here inside the wall of Intramuros, specifically Fort Santiago, for the reason that we wanted to give honor to the hundreds of Filipinos and American prisoners who were found lifeless inside the fort due to atrocities suffered from the hands of the perpetrators. We would also like to extend our gratitude to the Intramuros administration, headed by Attorney Guillermo Acido and his family, NIA, for being such a gracious host and lending us a hand in making this commemoration possible. Intramuros, ladies and gentlemen, has so many stories to tell us. These walls around us were witness to significant chapters of our nation's history. From the time of the colonization, where it became the seat of power, to the time of our national hero being incarcerated before and being shot at Bagong, to being the mighty fortress in the Second World War. If only these walls could talk, they can share with us the gloomy and victorious experiences we had then that made us Filipinos to what we are at present. This is why I am encouraging everyone that once this pandemic is over, let us again visit these treasured walls that is a mirror of how we evolve from once a battered colony to a modern-day living museum, where we can experience the merging of the city enriched in culture and history, and yet able to keep up with the challenges of the modern-day economy. 76 years ago, the epic battle that saw the triumph of the defenders of freedom and democracy and led to the liberation of the capital city transpired. Thousands of lives were lost for the sake of the ultimate freedom that Filipinos yearn for in more than 3 centuries. Aside from the loss of lives, were the loss of public and private properties, government facilities, Even the fortified walls of this fort were not spared. The iconic Manila City Hall, where I hold office, was literally shattered into pieces, rendering it useless for a number of years. We were practically crippled to our knees, and it seemed like it would be impossible for the city to recover from such devastation, which was second to Warsaw, Poland, as historians saw it when the smoke cleared. It was a very painful and excruciating experience that our forefathers had. A few of them live up to the present and came to tell us their travails, which never again would they want the current and future generations to experience. Never again would our forefathers, fought with the guardians of freedom, want to witness devastations and wanton disregard to the basic rights of human rights. The loss of lives and properties resulting to the greed for power, and world domination taught us valuable lesson, and that is, for civilization to progress, only cooperation and amity among nations would be the ultimate key to global development and advancement. Ladies and gentlemen, in this day of technology and rapid urbanization, armed conflict may be a thing of the past and is a grave mark of uncivilized societies. But the challenges remain the same. We may not be threatened by a war against nations, but the battle that we have at present is a battle for survival against a dreaded virus. This is a challenge that all of us, as a community of peace, love, and enlightened economies, is facing. We now have in our midst battalions of doctors, regiments of nurses, brigades of health workers, and platoons of frontliners who are risking their lives and limbs for the sake of the virus to be contained, not to spread further. They are no different to the heroes of the past. They also have done so much sacrifice for the sake of our safety and our country. Dangers they are facing is tantamount to loss of life, as we witness occurred already. This is why we are giving recognition to heroes of the past, and I am rendering my snappy salute to all of the health workers who lost their lives in the fight against COVID-19. No amount of thanks and gratitude could equal the act of patriotism that you have done for the sake of our fellow countrymen. The city and every batang Maynila will always be proud of you. This is also the opportune time for me as your mayor to continuously remind each and everyone that the government cannot do it on its own. Even if the vaccine is just within our reach, even with the continued enforcement of quarantine restriction, we should still take utmost care of ourselves. The self-care that we practice is an expression of love that we have for our family and loved ones, and even to our country. Self-preservation in these trying times is protecting the lives of persons dear to us. Please, my fellow Manileños, my fellow Filipinos, let us give our help and support to the government in the fight against this virus. And soon, I am firm in my belief that it's like what the war that we had experienced 76 years ago, we will all come up as victors. This country and our city will be strong again as ever. The lessons we had from acrimonious experiences may be a bitter pill for us to swallow. The war, the pandemic, and all other unfortunate events in our history. But these are the significant chapters of our lives that taught us valuable lessons as a person, as a country, and as a community of nations. And that is for everything to succeed, we should forgo our personal desires and ultimately have genuine concern to our brothers and sisters and even to our neighboring nations. As we all embrace the drift towards globalization, we should also have a grip of the reality of the need to take care of each other. And with God's help, we will all succeed. May awa ang Diyos. Makakaraos din tayo. Mag-ingat po kayo. Maging takdang aral at leksyon sa buhay natin sa mga darating na araw sa nangyari sa nagdaan. Mahal ko po kayo. Mahal po kayo ng pamahalaan. Pipilitin namin maging mainam, masinop, at epesyenteng paglingkuran kayo sa kasagsagan ng pandemyang ito. Hindi namin kayo iiwan. Magiging gabay nyo kami sa araw-araw. At darating ang oras, makararaos din tayo. Kapit lang. Kapit lang. Walang bibitaw. Magandang umaga. Palain nawa kayo ng pong may kapal. Manila, God first.